We decided to take a chance on the new Husqvarna Automower IQ series. It's a robotic mower that uses virtual boundaries, so there's no buried wire. But does it work? And will it work on our farm, sort of uneven, really dense grass? Let's find out. So they've been making these automowers for a while, but the thing that's new about it is that you don't need to bury wire around the perimeter. It works on satellites and a cellular connection. Apparently it's accurate to the centimeter, so we'll be able to define the zone we want mowed, and this thing will then just do that all by itself. So we're gonna open this up. First thing you'll notice is this size. This is a pretty decent size mower, comically large, novelty size, a quick start. What we need to do is set up the satellite receiver. The satellite receiver has to go somewhere that has I think 120-degree view of the sky. So you don't want to put it under a roof overhang because that's going to block the view. You don't want to position it somewhere with tall trees. So this is the structure where I want to hang that satellite receiver. And it's a little bit of a mess here, so I'm going to clean this stuff up so we have a nice clean space to work with. I'm gonna have to figure out if this is enough cable to reach from where I want to plug it in. This is the receiver itself, which I'm gonna keep in the plastic just for the time being. So it recommends plugging the base station and power supply into an indoor outlet. So I plugged it in inside this structure here, and then I fished the cable out through just below the roof. All right, so that's already connected. They say it could take up to an hour, but now the light is solid green and we're ready to set up the base station. All right, so now we've got the base station out of the box and I'm gonna put it around here. Got some buried stuff here. And now we gotta run power to this. So now we have this charging station cap and we're supposed to attach it to the charging station. So I'm assuming these line up somehow. These are like hinges, it almost looks like. So pops into position like that. So let's turn this around. So it says to feed the low voltage cable through, I guess through here, maybe? I don't know. Doesn't quite make sense. Hopefully you can see this somewhat. Once you put this guy on, you can flip it up while you're installing. This little panel actually comes down. This charging, let's see, there's two parts to this. Yeah, so not this cable here. This black cable is here. Okay, that seems like it's in there. So, been at it for like an hour or two. Not too bad overall. We've got the satellite station hooked up. We've got the base charging station hooked up and it's charging now. The app's all set up. So I'm gonna let this charge overnight and then tomorrow we'll see if we can actually mow some grass with this. The Automower is alive. It's been mowing all morning, doing a great job so far. And getting it set up was pretty easy, so I'm going to show you really quickly what that process looks like. Now again, the cool thing about this particular series, the IQ series, is that you don't need that boundary wire that typically gets buried. Instead, the entire thing is virtual. And so in the app, they give you this game controller, and then you can drive the mower around like a remote control car, setting your work zones, or in this case, I'm creating a keep out zone around this shrub. And so you do that for all your different areas, and you create these paths that connect from the charging station to the work zones, and then you're good to go. You could set it on a schedule where you tell it which work zones to do when, or you can just let it do its own thing and it will just randomly decide when to mow. But the big question is, does it work? We have, like I said at the beginning, a lot of uneven terrain, some thick grass, and generally so far this thing's doing a really good job. At first it doesn't look like it's doing much at all. It kind of plods along and you wonder if it's cutting, but then we woke up the next day and everything looked really well groomed. This thing's designed to really maintain an area and it does it very consistently, which brings us to our one issue that we had. That is that the Automower has struggled a bit on one of our slopier, more densely overgrown patches. To be fair, Husqvarna only recommends using this on areas where the grass is already 4 inches or less. Overall, we're pretty happy with this purchase so far. Everybody loves it, including Meadow, who thinks it's his job to watch over it and put it to bed at night.